Hello and welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to take you through a little workout that we're going to be doing. So normally throughout the week I mix it up between cardio and strength training. So for instance, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays and Sundays I usually do a lot of running outside, that's my cardio workouts, and then I keep Monday, Wednesday, Friday for my strength and conditioning, whether that's upper body, core or legs. So today I'll take you through the workout we're going to be doing. It is Friday, almost at the end of the week, so this is what we're going to be doing. Station number 1, you can't actually see it. I'm going to be doing some sticky kicks, nice leg strengthening exercise, good for flexibility and technique as well. Station number 2, we're going to be on the barbell doing some bench presses, so a bit of a chest workout. Then we're going to move on to the kettlebell down here. This is going to be our goblet squat, then back to legs. Then we're going to be on our little roller thing here, and that's going to be for the core. Then we're going to be onto the punch bag here, just doing lunge walks across the room. So again, that's going to be another one for the legs. Then we're going to come back over to the weights bench, load up the front of it here, and do some work for the hamstrings. So that's going to be my workout. I'm going to do a little warm up first, and then we can get started. We're going to time lapse this because it's going to take a while. So in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, that is a workout done and dusted. Took a little over 35 minutes. What I basically did is worked my way up on the barbell, just getting heavier and heavier until I ran out of weights. So it was just over, well over 30 kilos of weight plus the bar, I don't know, around about 40 kilos. I guess we'll never know just how far I could have gone, but ran out of weights. Anyway, goblet squats, we did 3 sets of 10. The roller thing, I just went to failure. The lunges across the room, I did 10 laps of the room up and down. That was plenty. And then I did 3 sets of 10 on the hamstring curls. And then just because the weights were there, I did the worked my quads as well. Whatever you call those. So that was 20 kilos on that. That's because that's all you can actually fit on the weights machine. So yeah, I did the sticky kicks as well at the start, so I forgot to mention that. That was 10 side kicks each leg, 10 roundhouse kicks each leg, and 10 hook kicks each leg, going as slow as possible to try and build up that resistance on that. So the reason you might have clicked on this video in the first place is because I told you I was going to show you how to do sweeps. So there's a number of different ways, and depending on your style of kickboxing you do, these might be allowed, these might not be allowed, some of them. There's as many different styles of kickboxing as there are governing bodies, so basically infinite. So some allow sweeps, some don't allow sweeps, some only allow certain types of sweeps, some allow all sweeps. So it's just a case of figuring out what you like to use. If your club's one of those where you a little bit more freestyle inspiring, that let you use whatever, that's great. Or if they're one that kind of sticks to the rules of what you're actually fighting in, these might be useful, they might not be useful, but I thought it would be a fun video to make anyway, and so you can see. So I'm going to set the camera down and show you here how to do sweeps. Right, so first things first. You're going to need somebody to practice on, preferably. Now, I'm all on my lonesome, so I've got my good friend Bob here. He's my training partner, and that shield is going to represent his foot, okay? Normally when we're in our fight stance, if I show you from this side, your feet will be kind of out in front of you anyway, so the shield is represent the foot. That's just to give me a little bit of representation of where the person actually would be. So the first sweep we're going to go over is going to be the standing sweep, okay? So when you do a standing sweep, you can use your front leg or we can use your back leg. So front leg first, so if I'm right leg forwards, it's going to be my lead leg sweep. So I'm just going to step in like this, get my foot nice and close, and then from here, basically sweep across the floor, and take out this grip. Okay, so as I'm doing that, I'm stepping forwards, and then you should hear this kind of sound. You heard that? That's what you're going to hear when you do the sweep correctly. Okay? Now, obviously this is a kick shield and not somebody's foot, so you can't really see what it would look like. But, I'm going to stand up now. There we go. But, obviously somebody's got toes on one side of their foot and a heel on the other side of the foot. You want to go for the heel, okay? So, if you can get their heel, you've got a much better purchase than if you just kind of sweep across the toes, okay? It's not really going to do anything. So make sure you're always going for the heel. Keep your sweep low as well. These sweeps, if you're wearing boots, kick boots for instance, they should be boot to boot. You shouldn't be sweeping anybody up on the ankle or the shin, okay? Certainly not up by the knee. Which way you sweep can depend on the stance. So let's say we're in side stance, if you're my opponent and I'm the person you're fighting. So if I'm in side stance like this, you can see my heel is on this side, so you would want to sweep my foot that way, from my heel across my way, sweep my leg like that, okay? If you sweep the other way, obviously my knee bends that way, so I could just hit you back. So ideally you want to sweep that way, get me off balance a little bit, okay? You can do a rear leg sweep as well. So if I was left leg forwards, my rear leg could come around and sweep like that, and take the leg out. Again, just the same. You want to hear that swoosh sound as you do the sweep. Okay? Now, if you just go into a fight and you lock your eyes on your opponent's feet and you start, obviously they're going to just punch you in the face first. Okay, so you need to disguise your sweeps so it's harder for them to see it coming. So you can disguise sweeps with things like punches, especially anything to the face. If they think you're going up high with your punches, then they're less likely to look at what your feet are doing, okay? Our eyes follow the sort of moving target. If you go high with your punch, and then your foot comes in with that sweep, they're not going to see it as well, okay? So I go high with the punch to the top, and then sweep out the leg, like that, okay? It's easier, especially if they lean back from that punch. Whoop, weights in the back leg, that leaves the free leg. A little bit easier to sweep. If you're up against a heavier person, you're going to need some of their weight off that front leg. It's much harder to sweep somebody who's bigger than you. Okay, but really easy to sweep little people. So have fun with that. If you are struggling to sweep somebody who's bigger than you, one thing you can do, I suppose I could demonstrate it a little bit on the kick shield. Instead of sweeping the heel, what you can do is kind of hook your foot around the back of their ankle and then pull it towards you. And you might just find that a little bit easier than trying to sweep. So that kind of hook and pull rather than trying to sweep, okay? But if you are doing the sweep and you're doing that stepping with the punch first, try and get your foot as close to their foot as you possibly can, okay? If you're doing a sweep from miles away, you might find yourself leaning backwards, not getting as much power into the sweep as you possibly could. So that's obviously something to watch out for. So those are your two standing sweeps you're going to be looking for, your lead leg standing sweep and your rear leg standing sweep. You can do drop sweeps as well. So again, this is where styles of kickboxing comes important because lots of styles of kickboxing won't allow you to touch down on the ground. Okay, so let's say we are doing all those styles that do allow you to touch ground. Okay, some of the more kind of freestyle points fighting things. Drop sweep comes off your rear leg. Okay, so your rear leg. Think of the first one as like a rear leg roundhouse, okay? So I'm going to throw the rear leg roundhouse as I'm going down to the floor, okay? So this is useful if somebody is kicking towards you and they've got their foot up nice and high and you want to take out their standing leg. Again, you go towards the heel, okay? Aim to kick the heel. So if they're in opposite stance, you wouldn't be able to do this, but I'll give you the sweep for that in a second. So the first one is going to be the drop sweep. Think of it as like a roundhouse. So you're dropping down, breaking your fall with your arm, okay, coming back, sweeping out that leg, kicking with the top of your foot, just like you do in a roundhouse. So I'll try and show you in slow motion. It's kind of difficult, but from the front, you're going down, kind of like a corkscrew going down, breaking your fall with your lead hand, and as you're coming down, sweep it around with your back foot. And if you don't kind of do it in slow motion, you don't hold back your momentum, you should be able to generate quite a lot of force and that'll take you all the way through. Again, ideally, if you're hearing that swoosh sound across the mats, then you know your foot is low enough down that you're going to be hitting them on the ankle, and again, not hitting them on the calf or the back of the knee, because a referee probably won't count that if they're keeping the knee line, although it's a difficult one to spot, so sometimes you can get away with it. As I said though, if they're opposite stance kicking towards you, so their heels on the other side, if you do a roundhouse style drop sweep, you can end up hitting them on the shins. So you have to do a reverse drop sweep in that case. So think of this as like a hook kick. So again, I'm using my lead hand for the break fall, I'm going down and twisting at the same time, corkscrewing down. As I'm coming around, my back leg is the one that does the sweep again, comes around, and this time connects with the heel, my heel to their heel, and takes out that leg. Okay, I'll show you from the front as well. Coming down nice and slowly, this hand's breaking the floor, coming down, pushing across the floor with that grip. Full speed should look a little something like this. Like that. Okay, done with enough force, and again, difficult against a heavier opponent, but against somebody your own weight or lighter, you should be able to take that standing leg out, no problem. So long as they're kicking up high enough, okay? Careful with that one if they're kicking up, because you might just drop down into that kick, okay? But perfectly on somebody who's going for head kicks, and if you don't like getting kicked in the head, drop down underneath their leg, sweep it out, either with the roundhouse one, or with the kick one, if they're in opposite stance. Okay? So that's standing sweeps and drop sweeps gone over. There are a couple of different ones like scissor sweeps and stuff like that. I'm not going to think of that one today, but if you want to hear about other sweeps, what kind of fancy elaborate sweeps, then let me know down in the comments section. But those are the main 4 sweeps that you would see in fighting and kickboxing. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Please subscribe to the channel, otherwise I will come around to your house and sweep you away. That's about all I got to say. Anyway, so hit a like on the video and we'll see you in the next one.